What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Jay, and this is Juice Beauty. As always, you are all most welcome. So today's video is part 1 of the red glitter glow. This video is going to be focusing on my brows. I've had a lot of comments about how I do my brows and me really showing all the steps. So I just decided to take time and show you guys how I actually achieved my perfect brows. So I started off with a brow brush and brushed my brows. That part's pretty simple, so I don't think I need to explain too much about that. But this next step that I'm doing right now is taking a pencil. You can use a pencil or a brush with a brow gel to draw in your brows, but for me, I usually just take pencils or my eyebrow pencils or lip pencils and just draw my brows in. It's easier for me to do, and that's what I have on hand right now. So I'm just taking my pencil and just outlining my brows. I'm not adding too much extra to it. I'm just outlining where my actual natural brow hairs are and just filling them in. If you want to, you can use a pencil that's dark, but I would not recommend using a black pencil to draw on your brows. Only if you're really confident and comfortable with using black, because black tends to get a little too strong and then you'll just walk around having really dark eyebrows. So I always go with a brown shade. You can use a dark brown shade depending on your skin complexion. If you're super light skin or fair skin, or if you're super dark skin, just pick a pencil or pick a color that's gonna match your skin type a little bit. Not too dark, not too light, depending on what color you are. Alright, so for this next step, I am taking a concealer. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. You do not have to use this exact concealer. There's a lot of different brands out there that have their own concealers. If you're more comfortable with that, with something that you're already using, I would recommend doing that. But this is just what I use and what I have at the moment. But you can also use foundation. You do not have to use actual concealer. You can use foundation as concealer to conceal your brows. But I'm just taking a flat brush, a small flat brush, and cleaning under my eyebrows, making sure to use soft, delicate strokes. You never want to press the brush and the product into your skin too hard, because that's how you can actually make mistakes. When you press too hard, rub too hard, it's better for you to be light-handed and don't hold the brush too close to the tip, because that will mess you up. So like I said earlier, because I will be doing a full face, that is the only reason why I am bringing this product all the way down onto my eyelids. If you are not doing any eye look or any full, like a full beat or whatever, and you just want to do your brows and get your brows done, you do not have to drag the product onto your lids like how I'm doing in this video. You can only, outline it like how I'm starting off here on my my other brows, and just lightly put the product on, and you don't have to do too much. But I'm only doing this because, like I said, I am doing a full look. Also, when it comes to colors of concealers and what colors to use under your brows, I would recommend using light concealer for under your brows, depending on the look that you're doing. Some looks don't always you don't always have to use a light concealer under your brows. You can always use a concealer that's closer to your skin tone. And then for the top of your brows, to conceal it, I would use something a little darker than what you use for the bottom. But whatever color, really, it don't really matter, because you will be blending it, and if you are applying eyeshadow, that eyeshadow is going to cover up the concealer. So just make sure to not go too crazy or too light or too dark, depending on your complexion. And now I'm just using a small blending brush, nothing too thick, fluffy bristles and stuff. I'm just using that to buff out that concealer and blend it into my brows, under my brows and my eyelid. As you can see, I'm using a tapping motion or method. Instead of rubbing in the product, I am tapping it on so that it sets into my skin. So now for the top of my brows, I am using a concealer, like I said earlier, that's a little darker. It's not that dark, but it's, it's much darker than the under eye concealer that I did. So I'm using that, and with the same slow, light stroke motion, I am just outlining those brows. And I don't like my brows to be too long at the end, so you're gonna see me cutting it off a little bit and shortening it. That is something that you can do, that concealer is great for. It's great for making or fixing mistakes. So if you accidentally draw your brows on too thick or too long, or just whatever mistake you do make with the pencil or the gel, you can always fix that up with concealer. Just don't go too crazy. As you can see, I'm going back over and over and over again those lines just to make sure that my brows are exactly how I want them to be. When you are doing your brows and you're trying to achieve the perfect brows, rushing is not going to help you out. So if you're going somewhere, start early, because it's not, it don't take just 1-2 seconds and you're done, especially if you want it to be really snatched. Now you can see the middle of my brows where both of my brows meet in that middle area. It almost looks like they are joint together, but they are not. I left a little space because I will be brushing and using my blending brush to conceal that area. So if you accidentally do draw your brows all the way together, like how I'm doing right now, take product and just put it down the middle, separate it, and then you can always go in with a brush, a blending brush, a small blending brush, and just blend them out. So there it is. I've drew my brows on. Now I'm just taking my brow brush, I'm going back in with it and brushing my brows. Sometimes when you use the pencil, the brow pencil, or even the gel to draw on your brows, the hairs, your actual brow hairs can't get moved around. So I always like to go in with my brow brush and just lightly brush them back into place and just fill in any missing hairs or whatever. Just make them look nice. And then once again, I'm going back in with my brush, my light blending brush, and softly and lightly just blending out that concealer. Now, if you are not doing a full face makeup, if you are just trying to do your brows, you do not have to blend the concealer as high as I did, going all the way up into the forehead. You can only blend it right around the brows, and always use a dark powder or a little dark foundation to clean up around the areas. But I'm doing a full face in my next video, so that is why I brought the product so far up. So now I'm just cleaning up that middle area, like I said earlier, to take away that unibrow. And when I do this part of my brows, the brush is like tickling me. That's how lightly I'm doing it. It might look like I'm pressing a little too hard, but I'm actually not. If your brush does not feel like it's tickling you, then you are pressing too hard, and that will mess it up. So this is pretty much it for the brows. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I was able to teach you all something. Please make sure to check out part 2 of this tutorial, where I will be finishing off this entire look and showing you guys how everything is put together. Thank you once again for watching, and hugs and kisses, and I will see you guys in the next one.